before the video starts, I do want to point out that 100% of the people that watched my last video are not subscribed. So what the heck are you doing? Subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video if you do enjoy, and let's get into it. So the only time that I've been hospitalized due to an injury, I guess, was when I had my bloody nose.
Shot a cargo bot. Got a vault key.
Wow, buddy. Wow. Loot whore, brother. Ooh, Apex pack. Let's go. Something good for the video. You might be like, oh, well, Callan, why would you go to the hospital for a bloody nose? That's not something you go to the hospital for. That kind of just ends on its own. And to that, I would respond with, well, this bloody nose wasn't like any bloody nose I've ever had before. So I'm pretty like prone to bloody noses for whatever reason. I don't know if it's like I have some kind of like blood disease, or if it's because I have like a little above average blood pressure. I don't know if that has something to do with it, or if my nose is just always dry for some reason, and that's kind of just the way it is. Oh my god. Where's my buddy at? Way to go, random! Alright, we're in solos now just because I can't handle duos. If you made it this far into the video, drop a comment below telling me how or if you've ever ended up in the hospital. What was the injury? How'd it go? Was it you or did it just happen? Let me know. Drop a comment. So I've always just had a lot of bloody noses in my life, and when I was younger I used to get them, and then for like there was like 10 years or so where I didn't have a single one, and then after I had one again, it kind of just was like a downhill spiral, and it just kept happening over and over again. So I pretty much know like all the basic tricks to get your bloody nose to stop after having so many. We ordered some like nose plugs off of Amazon that just, I have them scattered throughout the house. And in my car, Haley's car, I have some at work. I have some at Haley's house, I think maybe. They're just everywhere, so in case I do have a bloody nose, I'll be able to stop it with the nose plug. So the time I ended up actually in the hospital was because I couldn't get the bloody nose to stop myself, and I really just had no idea what to do. I was starting to feel super lightheaded, and it was going on for about, I'd say it was about like 45 to like an hour of my bloody nose just continuing to bleed without like any sign of it slowing down anytime soon. At that point, I had really no idea what to do. Like, I tried an ice pack at the back of your neck because that's supposed to constrict some of the blood vessels in your nose. The nose plug trick wasn't working. As soon as I would lift off the nose plug to see if it was slowing down, it would just continue to like gush down my face. It was the grossest thing ever. So at that point, I ended up calling my dad because my dad used to get bloody noses when he was a kid too. And I was like, hey dad, I got this bloody nose going on. It's been going on for like an hour at this point. It's not slowing down. I don't really know what to do. What do you recommend? And he was like, okay, well, if it's been going on for an hour, that's like cause for concern. We should probably get you to the hospital. So after I'm back there, the doctor finally talks to me, and he understands what's going on at this point, and he brings out this like it's nasal spray, but it has some sort of cocaine in it, he said. And apparently the cocaine tightens the blood cells in your nose and helps the blood cells stop bleeding, I guess. I don't really know like the science behind it, but it ended up working. However, it made me, I would say I was pretty high with the cocaine spray, we'll just call it that. I felt like I was pretty high. He said it does do that, and it does have enough cocaine in it to rot out your nose if you use it too much. So he highly recommended that I don't use it when I don't need it. All right, let's get it. Slippery little guy, huh? Oh, I almost had him. Damn, those two are just so on top of each other. I couldn't get one alone. So after he uses the cocaine spray on my nose, it does help. But he ends up using like these super long Q-tips. They were like, I think they were like this long, and he just shoves them up my nose, like all the way back there. They're coated with some like blood clotting agent. I really don't know what was going on. At that point, I was like a little dizzy because of the cocaine spray, and I had lost like a decent amount of blood. Like my blood was coming out of my nose fairly quickly, all things considered, for a bloody nose. So at that point, I was kind of just there, hoping that it would stop at some point. They were going to try to cauterize my nose, the spots that it was bleeding at, because I did tell him that it does happen pretty often. And he was like, okay, we'll see if we can cauterize it for you so that it doesn't happen in the future. But when he was looking in my nose to try to figure out where the blood was coming from, it was just so bloody that he couldn't tell where it was coming from. So he ended up not being able to do that, which was a real bummer because I still had a couple bloody noses after that. None that were as bad as getting sent to the hospital, but some that were pretty bad, and it's just super annoying. Whenever I think I have like a stuffy nose or a leaky nose, I don't know if it's blood or if it's snot. I have a picture of it somewhere. I'll throw it in the video so that you guys can see kind of what I looked like at that point after the nasal spray and the Q-tips in my nose. Just sitting there having a really bad time. This was not a very fun experience. Oh, baby! Gold flatline? We'll see if I can actually do something with this. Apparently not! What the frick was that? What? What a joke! Oh my god. That's pretty much the only time I've ever ended up in the hospital, and it was due to a bloody nose. It just wouldn't stop bleeding. I didn't hit it on anything, or I wasn't shoving things up my nose until the doctor did it for me. So